Hi, my name is Kevin, and this is a story of how God spoke to me. In March 2020, my wife and I were going to resign from a career of 19 years from a place and to buy a gym. My wife sometimes gets things that are kind of out of the ordinary for what she usually thinks. And a gym was closing down, and she asked if we wanted to look at the stuff to buy some things for our backyard and maybe start a small gym back there. And about an hour later, she texts me back and says, "What if we buy the whole thing?" And I said, "Please don't tease me right now." And she said, "No, I really think we need to pray about it." And so I said, "All right, we'll pray about it." And as we prayed about it, we just asked God that if He wanted us to buy this gym and everything in it, that we would have the funds to be able to do that. And 2 days later, had the funds to buy a gym right before the pandemic. And so we buy a gym in the middle of a pandemic and quit a career of 19 years to take over this gym. Fast forward about 2-3 months later, and my wife and I are on a date together. And as we go out on this date, we're playing frisbee golf, and she and I are talking about just little things. And all of a sudden we ask, if you could move anywhere in the world, where would you want to move? And we decided, you know what? I thought it'd be the beach for her. And she said, "No, I like to visit the beach, but I don't want to live at the beach." And then Glasgow, Kentucky came up. And for the rest of the weekend, I had this nagging thought the whole time. Every time I tried to turn and think about something else, or whatever else we talked about, the kids, anything like that, it kept coming back to Glasgow, Kentucky. I couldn't get it out of my head. And so on Monday, I said, "Sarah, I really think we need to pray about Glasgow, Kentucky." And so as we started praying about it, my wife wasn't very excited at first about praying about it because this is her hometown. And we decided, you know what, God, you still are saying this place. And so we're like, all right, if we're supposed to move here, we need to know that we're moving here by our house going up for sale. We just bought it a year before, and now we need to sell it for the price that it needs to go for, plus closing costs on both sides. And within a week, we sold the house for exactly what we needed it for. So we loaded up in the car and U-Hauls and drove all the way here and opened up a gym. And God has just been slowly doing things in our lives the entire time, showing us that this was the right decision to follow Him to Glasgow. And so for me and Sarah, the things that have always shown us God speaking to us is sometimes through my wife, saying little things that are maybe a little off than her normal personality would be. Sometimes it's that nagging feeling or thought in the back of my head that I can't get rid of ever. And even though I try, it's still right there. And the other way is just the circumstances where God says, "I've lined everything up. It's time to go." And so that's the way that God speaks to me.